you just put a thumbs up if you can hear me? Hello, everyone. How are we today? Hope everyone is well. Hello, Elaine. Hello, Church Nelly, Beverly, Lydia, Jay, Terry. Welcome, welcome. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever it is you celebrate. Great to have you all here. I'm just gonna let a few more people stream in, and then we'll get started. How is everyone today? Everybody done their Christmas shopping? By the way, I know we're all still waiting for the Harry and Meghan's Christmas card. Somebody did mention earlier that last year it came out on the 23rd. So I guess we'll be looking around about the 23rd for the Christmas card. What's everyone drinking? Do we have coffee, tea, wine, prosecco, tig? Has anybody, if you've tried tig, please comment below and let me know what it tastes like. I googled it and I think it was like £100 or something. So I won't be buying that anytime too soon. But if anyone's had it, please let me know what it tastes like. You're drinking tea, Sister Anne. That's great. And do you just want to let us know, where's everybody from today? Where's everybody listening in from? Hello, Oro, Carolyn, Colleen, Boney, Dawn J, Meredith. See, we've got Australia, the UK, Georgia. Oh, Leola, you're drinking Clever Blend. Great. They need to start shipping to the UK. I can't wait for them to start shipping. Birmingham, great. Texas, lovely. Trinidad, hi, Trinidad. Oh, Bulgaria. Look, my best friend's from Bulgaria, Natasha. Philadelphia. Hi, Sylvia, you're not late. Costa Rica, Pura Vida. Michigan. Canada, what's up, Canada? Miami, Florida. All right. I think we can get started now. So, welcome to the Duchess of Success end of year party. And I think we can all agree, despite a lot of the things that have happened, this has been a year of celebration. There is so much to celebrate. The Sussexes, us, the squad, we've done so much for charity. Harry and Meghan have done so much. So I thought it was worth just having some time to reflect, because so much has happened and it's very easy to just forget. So, but before we get started, just so you know, I am going to be giving away a copy of the Together cookbook. So if you hit the pinned message and sign up for the newsletter. It's going to be a monthly newsletter, so don't worry, I'm not going to bombard you with lots and lots of emails. But if you sign up for that, you will be entered into a draw, and I will pick the winner randomly and announce the winner in a video. So that's that. Also, the Duchess of Success website is live. Now, I have to say, there's nothing on it. I'm still building it, so don't expect to go there and see anything too amazing. But during the live chat, hello, Ethan, how are you? Hello, Sandra, Anna, thank you for joining us, Donna, Deja. But maybe during the live chat, you can put your comments in the comment section and let me know what you think about the color and the theming and everything, and give me feedback. So it's not finished yet, but I'm still building it, and I want it to be a place where we can have more of the fun, light-hearted stuff, because some people were asking me to do Meghan's fashion stuff and more lifestyle-y, kind of make it almost like the TIG, but with updates. So that's kind of the plan for the duchessofsuccess.com website. So that's that. And also, I just wanted to say quickly, thank you so much to everybody that's joined membership so far. Really appreciate it. I can see your badges. And also everybody that's given super chats and super stickers. I appreciate you all just being here. It means so much to me, and I will give as much as I can to this community. So thank you so much. So let's get started. Let's go all the way back, and please do comment with your thoughts and questions. I will be reading them out. Please do comment as we go along. Let's go back to the very beginning of the year. So January. Let's start off with some mess. So at the beginning of the year in January, there was a article that came out that was basically trying to twist the news about Meghan's name change on Archie's birth certificate. They wanted to make it look like the palace was being very shady. And this is when Meghan's spokespeople clapped back, and we got one of my favorite phrases, I think, that has come out of the Sussex squad is the carnival of so-called experts. That's when we got the carnival of so-called experts, which is literally my favorite thing to come out of the squad this year. And we made it a hashtag. We clapped back as well because it was ridiculous. And this is something that I want to see us do going forward as a squad, and not being so reactive, but, you know, turning things like that into something funny and something that we can laugh about, and laugh at all of these fools who want to dim our shine and get on our nerves. And then we move on a little bit, and also at the beginning of the year, Harry won a dispute with the Mail on Sunday after they claimed that the armed forces had turned their back on him. So that was like our first really big win of the year. And I think that was a moment when a lot of people realized Harry and Meghan aren't playing around anymore. They are going to clap back, and we're here to win. We've got nothing to hide. We're on the winning team, and so that was a great win for Harry. And then also in February, I believe it was February 12th, it was announced that Meghan won her case against the Daily Mail. And that was their first defeat. Obviously didn't learn their lesson because they appealed. But hey, a second loss for them, and they now look like the fools. But that was the first time they lost. And that was great because I think, as we all know, the whole reasoning behind them wanting to push the case forward was because they wanted Meghan to come to the UK. They wanted a whole circus. And at the end of the day, they never really had a case. This was a very open and shut case. And Meghan won the first time round. She won the second time round. But following the win of her case, do we all remember what happened 2 days after that? This. we got the announcement that Meghan was pregnant with her second child, and we got this lovely photo. Peaceful under a tree is me. And I absolutely, this is probably one of my favorite photos of the Sussexes in their backyard there with Archie cuddling up to his mother. And that was just such a nice moment to have that win 2 days after Meghan's win with the fail. And then we move on to February. So in February, this happened. We got a short appearance from Harry and Meghan on Spotify's Stream On event, and Meghan in that beautiful lemon Oscar de la Renta gown. This is one of my favorite looks on her, and I love this gown. Jill Biden wore a similar one, and this Oscar de la Renta collection was quite a popular collection. I remember, as they always do, the press making a big deal about how much Meghan's outfit was. And, it's that classic thing of a person of color can't have nice things, even though everybody else has nice things. Catherine wears expensive outfits all the time, but somehow it's a problem when Meghan does it. But she looks great in everything she wears. And Harry looked absolutely fabulous as well. You can see that the California sun is doing both of them both of them very, very well, just absolutely glowing. And then we move on to February 26th. And then we got this absolute legendary, hilarious appearance from Harry with James Corden. Yes, H Knight. They need to get out of her pocketbook and they need to get over it because this is her money now. It's not taxpayer money. If they are angry, they can take it out with the other royals who dress and live lavish lifestyles on the taxpayer money. But this, of course, was the James Corden appearance. And I haven't actually checked. Maybe somebody else can, because it's difficult for me to switch from one browser to the other, how many views this now has, but it's probably in the hundreds of, no, maybe not hundreds, but tens of millions at this point. It was a very, very funny sketch. And I think this is the first time many of us realized, whatever this island has to say, Harry and Meghan are moving on with their lives. They're having a great time. They're collaborating with people. And I really enjoyed this. Harry also talked about the crown and let it be known that he wasn't hugely bothered by it, and that it was obviously loosely based on fiction. And I felt that was a very mature way of approaching it, unlike the way that we have seen the other royals handle the crown. Yes, Audrey, Harry was very much in his element, and I'd love to see him do more like this. I would actually love to, everybody keeps saying like, oh, maybe Meghan will have a show and will be the next Oprah. I hear this in the squad a lot. I actually want to see Harry have his own show. I think he could hack it, and I would love it even more just because I know that it would annoy Piers Morgan because he failed in the US. Yes, Deja, when he did that obstacle course, he looked so fine. And there's that hilarious hilarious video of him versus William. I know that William has seen that video. I know he has, and that it made him incandescent when you see like Harry doing the obstacle course and then like William, having like 20 people surrounding him doing like a kiddie obstacle course. So yeah, that was that. And then we move on to March 1st, and that's when this was dropped. The trailer for the Oprah interview. And I was watching Netflix. I was binge watching Netflix at about maybe 1 or 2 a.m. and about to drift off to sleep, and I don't know what made me do it. I was just like, my squaddy senses were tingling. Like I have senses now, and I went onto Twitter, and that's when I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I actually went back recently and watched the trailer. And I don't know about you guys, but every time I go back to watch it, my heart still pounds and races, because it's literally history repeating itself. It's the Diana years all over again. But yes, we saw the first trailer, and immediately, as I'm sure we all remember, the UK press went mad. You saw this is when the so-called bullying claims first surfaced, and Meghan's involved with Saudi princes and diamonds and all this nonsense, as if the Queen and the other royals don't have diamonds from Saudis or haven't been doing weapons deals with Saudis. They were just throwing everything at the wall and hoping that it stuck. And I don't really think anything did, but it was to be expected. And I think that the way Oprah and her team rolled out the whole Oprah interview trailers was very, very clever. It's almost as if they had anticipated all of the nonsense, and the rollout of the trailers was very, very well done. And then, of course, the interview itself came out. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention was the way in which they tried to use Prince Philip and Prince Philip being ill. And it was almost like an hourly, daily update on Prince Philip's ill health. I don't even think the man ever even saw this interview or was aware of the interview. And it was just very sinister and tasteless for them to try and use Prince Philip's ill health to tarnish this interview, to get in the way of Harry and Meghan speaking their truth. And I mean, even going as far as trying to make it seem like the interview itself was going to make Philip even, more ill. I mean, this guy, I remember seeing a tweet from a squaddy. I think it might have been a Sussex Squad podcast, Twitter actually, that said, Philip survived the Third Reich, he survived the IRA, he survived Star Wars, the Clone Wars. So how is he not going to survive an Oprah interview? And I still do genuinely believe that he never saw the interview. What did you say? Let me have a read here. Pauline, it is wonderful they do not take time off with their compassion. I know we do not like pat picks, but I feel that Meghan just highlighted some stores in Montecito with her shopping trip. Yeah, I mean, there's some very mixed views about whether or not squaddies should post pat pics, especially because obviously, the Daily Fail and other tabloid media from the UK profiting from any pictures and kind of stalking the Montecito area. So some people feel as though if we are sharing the pics, we are creating an audience for it. So I mean, everybody has a different view. I try not to share pat pics personally, unless it's an official engagement. But everybody has a different opinion on it, and so that's that. Let me have a look here in the comment section. Patricia, yes, they wanted the interview shut down completely, and I mean, I guess they must have known that it was coming. It was just ridiculous to see how they freaked out so much, because if you've got nothing to hide, why are you why are you freaking out so much? It's like every single time Harry and Meghan are going to speak, they tell on themselves. Harry and Meghan don't tell on them, they tell on themselves. Because if there was nothing wrong, you wouldn't freak out so much. And of course, I forgot to get the picture for it, but we had the royal rodents who, even before the interview was aired, were pranked by some very clever British pranksters who gave their opinions about an interview that they didn't even see yet. There was Dickie Donkey Sanctuary Arbiter and his daughter Victoria Arbiter, and who else wasn't that Fitzpatrick guy, the one that looks like a butler. Yeah, that whole crew of the carnival so-called experts giving an opinion on an interview that they have not seen. So yeah, they really did want to shut it down. Dolores says the Oprah interview was eye-opening. The royal family should be happy because Harry and Meghan don't say everything they could have. They know they got off easy. Exactly. And I think most of us in the squad know that it's not what was said in that interview, it's what wasn't said. And so much has come out even since the interview that just verifies everything that was said. Um, Diane, Philip survived Andrew's. Philip survived Andrew's sweating interview. Exactly. Cookies and cream. I'm so happy that the Sussexes are going to have a fantastic Christmas and New Year away from that racist, archaic, savage, corrupt cesspool of a monarchy. So am I. So am I, Dolores. And let's just circle back to some of the things that were said in that interview. I mean, whew, Archie's skin color. Comments about Archie's skin color. There's been a lot of back and forth as to, oh, thank you so much, Carolyn. You're wonderful. Thank you so much. You have a very Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year too. Yeah, there was so much that was said. And I think that the comment about Archie's skin colors is the one that's always going to get me. There's been a lot of back and forth as to who said it. Was it Charles? Was it William? I know that there was a book that came out recently that claimed it was Charles, but the general consensus was that it was William. But I feel like it's one of those things. The truth will come out eventually. But yeah, there was that, and Oprah gave us this moment, that kind of whoa, 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 and then the shocked face. And listen, I really hate when people compare Meghan to Wallis Simpson. It really, really, really annoys me. However, I do have to say, guys, comment below and let me know. Coincidence or maybe done on purpose? I mean, the dresses are very similar. Is very, very similar. Do you think she chose that dress to send a message, or I don't know. Anyway, following the interview, Laurie says, sorry, it will and will it will and will always be William. And Andreen, I don't, sorry, just give me a second. Yeah, because William said, I remember they asked him about it, and he made some comment like, oh, I'm already an uncle or something like that. So yeah, it's almost like he's never really acknowledged acknowledged Archie. But then obviously following the interview, we had the we had the reaction, and nobody reacted more than the King Clown himself, who got himself fired. He can blame Meghan all he wants. He decided to have a tantrum, and bravo. I can't remember the interviewer that day. Is it Alex Beckford? I can't remember the interviewer that day that put him in his place. But yeah, yuck, absolutely yuck. He is very, very yuck. But But yeah, he decided to have a tantrum and storm off the stage after saying something very horrible about Meghan, claiming that um, she was lying, and then obviously Ofcom got involved. And it's not even, I mean, what he said about Meghan was awful and disgusting and deplorable. But, you know, there were other people that could have been watching that heard what he said and felt as though, you know, they were also being attacked. It was just a very insensitive thing to say. Thank you so much, Alice. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate that. And oh, sorry, let me read some of the comments here. Sorry, guys, the comments are going really fast. So I'm like trying to keep up. Let's see. Cecile, you said Harry and Meghan were very measured and direct in their responses. Much of what they've said has been confirmed in court documents, especially after Meghan checkmate selected emails and the yes, exactly. And you know, I still want to know whether or not the software that was put on Meghan's phone, is that something that's given to all the members of the royal family, or was it just for Meghan? To me, it just seems like there was something going on there, and they wanted to, you know, control what it was that she was saying, or at least see what it was that she was saying. So I'm still very suspicious, and I feel like we've never really gotten the full story about what was going on with Meghan's phone and the messages on her phone. But yeah, that Piers Moron, as I like to call him, tried to insert himself, and he's just basically played himself. You know, I think that he thought that he was going to jump on the back of this, and yeah, it worked for about 5 minutes. It was all over the place, this imaginary obsession and imaginary beef that he's got, you know, going with Meghan. Can I just, oh gosh, can I just say, I was not comparing Meghan to Wallis Simpson. I said that. I was just making a comment about the similarities to the dress. I was not comparing Meghan to Wallis Simpson at all. I know that Wallis is a Nazi sympathizer. But it, you know, it would seem now that even a lot of the right wing don't want anything to do with Piers Moron. It's like he's become a liability himself, and everything is just, you know, blowing back in his face now. And the way in which he's allowed to go on, if it was any other man, any other person who was this obsessed with a woman and acting like this, it wouldn't be okay. It would be classed as stalking. What he is doing is stalking and bullying. And at the end of the day, you know, he's a married woman, sorry, a married man. Meghan would have no reason to be friends with this person, especially when he is implicated in a case with Harry. And I believe that whatever evidence they have in that case is very, very strong. And I think that we should expect to see more pushback from this idiot. And I do think that I only bring him up not to give him more airtime, but just to say, I think that going forward in the new year, we need to be a lot more measured and actually just hit the ignore button on him completely. Hit the ignore button on him, because you know we just give it energy, guys and dolls. We give it energy, and the more we give it energy, the longer his presence stays alive. And right now, I do believe that people are getting very, very bored of him, and the more we just ignore him, the better. Sorry, let me just have a look at the comments. Yes, Ruth, Piers Morgan, 100%. Do you know, I'm so sorry. I've been reading your comments and thinking that they're coming up on the screen when I click this button and they're not. So I've just realized the button that I need to press to make the comments come up on the screen. So sorry about that. Yes, and you're absolutely right, Ruth. He exposed himself as one of the firm's mouthpieces, but I think that he potentially maybe went too far. Yes, absolutely, Andreen. He needs no airtime, no airtime at all. And you know, like I said, I think even a lot of the right wing media are becoming a bit wary of him because he's just uncontrollable. But I think it is time for him to get his comeuppance because he has a lot of skeletons in his closet. Um, let's have a look. Patricia, I'm not sure if it's because of the hacking situation that device was put into Meghan's phone. However, it is suspicious. It is suspicious. And I would just like to know, is this something that all members of the royal family get or just select members of the royal family? But anyway, on to something a little bit more positive. We're leaving that in 2021. Archwell. On May 12th, it was announced that 4 new charities were added to Archwell, and those were Presspad UK, URL Media, Mind Charity, and Colour of Change. So those are all charities that are helping to create diversity in the press and just amazing of Harry and Meghan. I think Archwell is doing so many amazing things so far. We've seen also with World Central Kitchen. And, you know, when I see all of these things, it really just brings to the forefront how much the UK lost when they lost Harry and Meghan. You know, so many things are happening in the UK right now that we need strong figureheads. We need strong representatives, and we lost 2 people that really could have done a lot for the UK. Laddie, yeah, exactly. What did he think was going to happen? He is delusional. Yes, next. So yeah, Archwell has been doing amazing, going from strength to strength. And also well done to all of the squaddies who continue to support not just the charities for Archwell, but also all of the other patronages that Harry and Meghan are involved with. We have done such an amazing job. There was a picture that went around and it showed all of the money that we have raised over the last couple of years, and I think it's coming to almost 800,000. And that's just, you know, what we can measure from a lot of our fundraisers. I'm sure it's probably close to about 1 million. We have done such an amazing job. The squad is just so generous, not just with money but time, and it's why Harry and Meghan's charities continue to thrive. But they have inspired that in so many people, inspired that in us. And that is what a humanitarian is meant to do. They are meant to inspire people to give, inspire people to create community. And look at the phenomenal community that we have created. So well done to the squad. Yes, Sylvia, the squad is just amazing. And so moving on, what do we have next? Oh, on March 23rd, it was announced that Prince Harry joined BetterUp as Chief Impact Officer. and their valuation has just gone up and up and up and up. I did a little bit of reading into BetterUp. At the moment, I think it costs something like $300 per person per month. So I think for now, it is really for those big organizations. I'm hoping that maybe they'll do something for smaller companies that can't afford that big price tag. But really, I think it is these big corporate companies with that big corporate culture that needs the change. So I'm sure they'll get to the smaller companies very, very soon. But as I'm sure anybody who's ever worked in a big corporate culture, it can be very, very stressful. I mean, I've always kind of avoided big corporate companies like Google and Facebook. I don't think I could ever work at one of those companies. I've always either been medium sized or working freelance, because the toll that it can take on your mental health being in a corporate company and around that corporate environment, those environments have been very slow to kind of move with, I think, the way our lives are now and what we as workers expect. And I really respect Harry for what he said, and saying that yes, leaving a job can leaving a really bad job can really be good for your mental health. And I think that that is a great message to be sending to people, and also to let companies know that they have to also change their culture as well and be more welcoming. So let's just see. Yes, BetterUp has bettered up since Chief Impact shone his lens on the company. We are influential. Absolutely, we are. So that was great. And then we move on to onto May. And in May, we got The Bench. And this was, as I wasn't expecting this um to come out at all. I think the Meghan writing a book was completely left field. And we also, I mean, I guess most of us in the squad kind of already knew, but it shone a light on the fact that um, Meghan had written a book as a child. So this is just an extent, like everything with Harry and Meghan. This is just an extension of who they've always been, and now they're just getting to be who they've always wanted to be without any restrictions from the firm. Dolores, the Duke and Duchess don't just talk the talk, they are a great example of what we should be. Service is universal. Absolutely, service is universal. And so I really enjoyed The Bench. I've mentioned this in another video before, and I still haven't gotten around to it, only because it's one of those things, like it's I know that it's going to be a negative video, so it hasn't been my priority. But there was an Australian news channel that took my review, which was a positive review. I did not say anything negative about The Bench in that review. And they took out the sound and they put it in their own video with an overlay that basically said Meghan's supporters were trashing the book. But obviously they took off the sound, so you couldn't hear what I was saying. You couldn't hear that I was actually praising the book. So I am going to do a video on that, explaining exactly what happened, because they did try to send, when I reported the video and it got taken down, and they then tried to basically pay me off and say that they would give me the revenue from that video, because by the time that video had been taken down, their video, which had falsely used a clip from my video, it had gotten about 250,000 views. And so they tried to basically pay me off and get me to, so that I would take away the copyright strike, and I refused, because I will not be bought. So it was resolved, thank goodness, and the video was taken down. But I'm just yet to do like a whole video, because somebody from their company actually emailed me, and I think it warrants a video because I want people to see like just the lengths that people will go to lie. And I also want it to be known that Sussex Squad supporters are Sussex Squad supporters, and I'm never going to be one of those people that flips just to make an extra buck. That is not me. That is not what I am here for. So, but yeah, The Bench, and The Bench has been a New York Times bestseller, and also been translated into Spanish, which is great. It's great that it's getting some attention on international markets, and I'm sure that it will be translated into even more languages. And I understand that when a book gets translated into another language, that translation is almost like another book deal. So it's like it gets classed as another book deal, if that makes sense. So basically, just more money for Archie and his chickenins. So yeah, that was The Bench. Comment below if you read The Bench. What did you think about it? Did you buy it for friends, family? Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those books that stands the test of time, like literally like The Hungry Caterpillar. I don't know if anybody ever read The Hungry Caterpillar, but that is one of the most legendary children's books ever. And I feel like also Megan's The Bench is going to be one of those books that is around for years to come. Every Father's Day, a new generation of dads and mums buying it for their sons. And so that was The Bench. And then we move on to May. And that's when we got The Me You Can't See. The trailer was dropped and we saw the full documentary series. And I just have so much admiration for this. I think that there were two things that I really, really loved about The Me You Can't See. One was that Felicia, you bought one for your grown self. So did I. My grown self bought one, and my grown self loved it. Shirley, you bought 2 copies as gifts. Yeah, great. They make great. It's going to make a great gift, I think, especially now around Christmas time. If you've got anyone who has little kids, it's a great gift. But with The Me You Can't See, I think there were 2 things that I really loved about it. Number one, the fact that Harry actually publicly did some therapy. And what I loved about this was, I think a lot of people avoid getting help because they have this idea that it's shameful, like it's literally shameful to go and get help, and it's not. Getting help is one of the bravest things that you can do. And to see a man like, and I think it was very important that Harry as a man did it, because I think men are a lot less likely to want to go get help than women are. I think women seek help a little bit more easily, especially because of certain expectations of masculinity. Men sometimes hold back. So to see Harry actually have therapy publicly and kind of break down that barrier and break down that shame, but also the fact that they highlighted normal, everyday people and their struggles as well. It wasn't just celebrity, and they did have some celebrities. They had Gaga, but even like having the celebrities on, one of the things that I absolutely loved that Gaga said was that it's sometimes difficult for people to understand how somebody who's rich and famous can be going through issues as well. And I think people do need to understand that having fame and having money does not automatically mean that all of your problems, especially your emotional problems, are going to be gone. Fame and money can buy you things, but it will never buy you happiness. So I just loved everything about The Me You Can't See. It was very, very well produced. And they got a lot of experts involved. There were some great follow-up discussions. And it was just very, very well put together. So that was The Me You Can't See. Do you know, we've got, how many people have we got now? Almost 400 plus people. Thank you so, so much. Just going to reset the room. Hello, everybody. If you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. Let's have a look at the comments. Oh, yes. And don't forget, Megan did the audio version of the Spanish book herself. Amazing. Yes. Yes, she also did the audio version, and her voice is just so soothing. Oh, good night, Audrey. Sorry, I missed your message. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Welcome, everybody, if you're just joining us. I watched 4 times and recommend it to others if you want to understand how mental health affects people, and it's very educational. Yes, yes. It was very educational, and I think that sometimes it's difficult for other people to get into the mind of someone who's suffering with mental health issues, and that was another great thing that the show did. And Pauline, please remember that BetterHelp gives back 10% of their profits to help their community. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much for mentioning that, Pauline. I did not know that. And now you guys suddenly walking for his mental health. Yeah, well, he has to do something. Oh gosh. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm just going through the comments, guys. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I guess we can move on to the next thing now. And then, also in May, we had Harry and Dax Shepard, and I loved this podcast. It was just laid back, fun. Harry, I think he even swore, which I don't think I've ever heard Harry swear, if I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he swore. And a great promo for Dax Shepard's podcast. Didn't even know that he had a podcast, and it was just really nice to listen to Harry being laid back and fun, and obviously showing that he just doesn't care about the criticism anymore. Sorry. And it was nice to just hear him speaking on a podcast, because we're still waiting for Archwell, which I'm sure will come out in the new year. So it was great to actually hear, Harry speaking and giving his thoughts on a podcast. And it was a really, really fun episode. And Deja, how tall is King Harry? Very tall. Do you know what? Is it that he's tall, or that the boys are tall, or that she's just really, really short? That is a very, very cute picture. Let's have a look. Oh, thank you so much, Naughty Doctor. Thank you so much. You have been so generous this year. Appreciate you so much. Just saw a comment. Yeah, Patricia, it seems like everyone can speak about Harry's mother but Harry, and everyone can speak badly about her, but Harry can't speak well about her. It's amazing that after all of this time, they're still trying to come after Diana. It's like they haven't learned their lesson, just leave it alone. And I think it's because in their minds, they still can't understand why Diana still gets so much love and praise. And the answer is very, very simple. Diana was authentic. And it's the same with Harry and Meghan. They are authentic. And that's all you ever have to be to connect with people. But the other members of that clan, they just don't get it. Thank you so much, Janet, for your generosity. Thank you. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Appreciate all of you guys and dolls. We've got measurements. Meghan is 5'6" and Harry is 6'2". That's great. Okay, so and then let's move on to what happened next after Dax Shepard. What was the next big thing? The next big thing was the birth of Lily. So Lily was actually born on the 4th, but it wasn't announced until June 6th. And I love this. I just love that Harry and Meghan can get their privacy and their peace and do what they feel is best for their family. They don't have to abide by the firm's rules anymore. And I mean, obviously, as a fan, I would love to see Lily, but in a way, I love that we haven't seen, or I love that the royal rodents haven't seen Lily because we don't want them profiting from her. And you know, sorry, I have to go through the comments. Yes, yes, Sister N. We found out about Lily's birth on the Sussex Squad podcast. I remember that. Sorry, thank you for reminding me. That was a really awesome podcast. That was one of my favorite Sussex Squad podcasts. And oh my gosh, like did they know? Did they know where the squad would be that they announced it like while we were live on the Sussex Squad? In my mind, I want to believe that's true, and I'm like in my little fantasy world. That is what I'm going to believe to be true. um, yeah, Joan, it's a shock for the royal rodents, and they're mad as hell because they can't profit from her. But how disgusting is it that they want to profit from a baby? She's a baby. Let her be a baby, and her parents can do as and what they please. There was a comment. Ah, yes, Sylvia. Oh, thank you so much for mentioning this because it was in my mind. So June 4th is the day Princess Diana visited Northwestern University, and Northwestern University is a university that Meghan attended. I mean, it's like the stars aligned in so many ways. This is why I say, everyone, that Diana reached down from heaven and plucked Meghan for Harry. Because seriously, when I think of what Meghan has had to put up, I mean, how many women, no matter how much you love a man, would put up with what Meghan has had to put up with? She loves Harry deeply. She is the ride or die. And I'm so happy that her pregnancy with Lily got to be so much more peaceful under a tree, and they didn't have to go through the circus of what most royal women have to go through. And I actually did a whole video about this, the objectification of royal women, because it is truly just, I mean, they're treated like commodities. And effectively um that's what the firm wants them to. They just want royal women to be baby makers who dress well and look good, and that's it, right? Strange Fruit says she rescued the prince and he rescued her right back. Exactly. They're gonna have to rewrite all of the Disney movies now because in real life it's the woman who rescued the prince and then he rescued her back. Sylvia, I truly believe that Harry and Meghan know about our Sussex Squad podcast because if you remember, their announcement just came out. Yeah, do you know? I want to. I feel like they know that the squad is here. I mean, obviously they match the donations for Camp Fed. So I do believe that they know that there is a squad, and I also believe that the palace and the press absolutely know that the squad. I mean, Dan the Rat Wooten even mentioned us, so they definitely will. I'm sure they're probably in this chat right now. Hi Kensington Palace staff. Hi Clarence House. Um, so yeah, they definitely watch us. Let's have a look at your comments. Megan said Daily Fail, and I knew she knew about us. Yeah, I'm listen, I know that Megan says that she doesn't read the tabloids, and I'm sure she doesn't, but I'm sure that there are like people on her team that pass things on, or at least like the funny things. I would be very, very surprised if they didn't pass some things on. Okay. So let me just sorry, I'm trying to multitask, but I'm gonna post the link to the Royal Women and Pregnancy video if you haven't watched that, because I go into detail about how the whole history of the whole thing with them standing on the steps started. So it's a very interesting video if you want to know more about that. Just give me a sec. Okay, let me just go and catch up with some of your comments. I have to figure out how slow-mo works. Yes, Diane. Megan said that she became unfrozen and got her voice back. Yeah, and it's that whole thing that Oprah said, right? Were you silent or were you silenced? I think it was definitely both. J-Law, exactly. Every royal wife is built up to break down until she knows her place and they see nothing wrong with it. Right. And then they wonder, why um Catherine does not have the fan following, why the Cambridges don't have their own Cambridge squad. Is because they don't inspire anything in their followers. How can you be inspired by an institution that is so cruel? How can young women be inspired by an institution that is so cruel to its women? Oh, thank you so much, Loretta Memphis. Thank you so much for that. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you. But yeah, you can't be inspired by an institution that is so cruel and that is known to be cruel. It's not like, we weren't born yesterday. We've seen what the institution, what they do to people, what they do to women. So, ooh. See, V Thomas says they're watching us because they want to duplicate it for the other two, but we're not giving them any tips. So that's why the two copycats are failing. Exactly. All the if all you can do is copy, you will never be authentic, you know. Lucy, do you think Dr. Fergie received backlash for saying Meghan makes Harry happy? Um you mean backlash from within the firm? I mean, I think that's the most respectful response that she could have given both to Harry and Meghan, and to not get on the firm's nerves, but we know how petty they are. To be honest, they already treat her like a side piece anyway. So I don't know what worse they could do to Fergie at this point. I mean, it was if don't forget that it was Harry and Meghan who included her in their wedding. She wasn't included in Prince William and Kate's wedding, if I remember correctly. And I think Fergie knows to be respectful. And so I mean, if yeah, like I said, I don't think there's anything else worse they could do to Fergie at this point. So yes, that was the birth of Lily Diana, who was dressed as a skunk for Halloween. I love that. And then we move on to July. July. We're in July now. So July, this happened. The statue unveiling. And what I loved about the statue unveiling was Harry was like, I'm gonna come here, do my business, and go back to my wife and kids. And that's exactly what he did. There was all this, hoo-ha when he came. I don't know what the British press and some people were expecting. He'd come back and, in their minds, come to his senses and leave his wife and kids. Like, no, he came for his mother to be respectful, and then he went back. He was unbothered, completely unbothered. And looking at Harry during this event, you could just see the strength in his whole demeanor. Like he was here to do what he needed to do, and then once he was done, he went back home, and it was William who's the one that really looked awkward to me. And obviously Megan didn't come because of Lily, Diana, and Catherine wasn't there either, which I think is fair. It was for the boy's mother. And I actually really like the statue. I know that some people had some words to say about it, but it's the artist's impression, and I loved the inclusion of the children, and that was that. Mm, Patricia, they were foaming at the mouth that he came and left for a second, exactly, and you know what? what were they expecting him to do exactly? Um, Will stays perpetually incandescent with rage. Yes, he does. Always raging. All the taxpayer money that I am paying, and they can't get him a therapist. He's always raging. They probably had a story they were going to release calling Kate the Peacemaker. Yep. There will only be peace um when the royals fully apologize and fully admit to everything that they've done. And even with that peace, if it ever comes, we are still keeping you at a distance, honey. We're still keeping you at a distance because after what they did to Meghan, they can never be trusted, in my opinion. Dolores, what do British people say to you about Harry and Meghan? Um, it depends on who you're speaking to, really. I think there's a mixture of indifference, people who like Harry and Meghan, people who don't like Meghan. But I'm not really around the type of people who are like so ridiculously triggered by Meghan. So I never really hear anything too bad. And obviously, being in Sussex Squad circles, we are kind of like our own little bubble. But one thing I do gauge from everyone who I speak to who isn't um like really within the fold of the Sussex Squad is they don't understand the depth of how bad the smear campaign was against Meghan. That's one thing that I have noticed. Like they really don't understand the depth of the smear campaign, and they don't understand like why this is such a why it's such an important thing for people to pay attention to, because it's not just about Meghan, and this is um what we always say, it's bigger than Meghan. It's about the fact that we have a press that is so unreliable, that lies, and that has the power to destroy people. So it's so much bigger than Meghan, and I wish that people would understand that, but you can't force it. Let's have a look at comments. Oh yes, I forgot about Well Child. Yes, and there was the Well Child event that Harry attended as well. Thank you for reminding me, Marie. Um, how can she become peacemaker when she can't string two words together? Oh, squaddies. Um, let's have a look. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with. Yep, he did. The tabloids did a lot of damage to Harry and Meghan. A fact. And no amount of apology can erase what they did to Meghan. The world would not accept it, and I would not accept it. No, I wouldn't accept the apology. I mean, they can say sorry if they want, but um, I mean, what is it going to mean? The Meghan almost killed herself. So really and truly, what's a sorry? Because she might not be here today. So I just don't want a sorry. I want, here's everything we did. Here's why we did it. Full responsibility for what they did. Okay, so that was the statue unveiling. So that was July, and then let's fast forward to this Meghan's birthday, we knew that she was going to do something, and we got this funny skit from her and Melissa McCarthy, and the 40 times 40 project, which I absolutely loved this project. After this actually came out, I did notice, because I'm on LinkedIn quite a lot, and I did notice just random people talking about how they were going to give 40 minutes of their time. So I think it definitely this was the thing that obviously Megan did with her friends, and her friends gave 40 minutes of their time to a mentor. But I think it definitely got the conversation started about mentoring and the importance of mentoring. And we know now that Melanie Hobson is now Megan's business mentor. And mentoring is so important because it's, it allows you to be an understudy for someone who's already been there and done it and made the mistakes. So I thought it was really, really good that Megan got so many of her friends together. And I know that in the royal household, they were shook. They were so shook at that list of names and who Megan is rolling with now. Because we're rolling with the best, guys. No more mediocreness. We're rolling with Beyonce. We're rolling with Adele. We're rolling with policymakers, and we don't need to be 50% of ourselves anymore. Let's have a look at the comments. Yeah, it was very cute. Debbie, I loved it, and I loved seeing her house. And oh my gosh, so this was another thing, people freaking out about the house. And there were all these comments like, oh, how does somebody keep a house like that? Like, oh my gosh. It's like I always say, they continue to tell on themselves. Like, what do you mean, how does somebody keep a house like this? Like, you don't keep a clean house. I mean, obviously Meghan's house is bigger, it's a mansion, but I mean, look at that picture. Look at how simple. And I said this in a video. Look at how simple that decor is. You could replicate this in your house. And for goodness sake, can you not keep a clean house? Like, the way people freaked out about this was hilarious. Like, it was probably, for me, it was one of the funniest moments of the year, because some people really showed themselves. Like, how can you get mad about somebody keeping a clean house? Anyway, let's have a look. Wheezing. Look at Afro Annie's. I've never seen Afro Annie's. Wait, actually, I think Baron posted a picture once in one of his lives. It looked like that very kind of vintage, old royal drafty house. Yeah, they always do this. They have like articles on everything she's wearing, and it's the ones with the red labels, right? I mean, like, what is the point? You say that Meghan's irrelevant, but you want to know absolutely everything that she has. They whined about her flaunting her wealth. Well, last year at the Queen's Christmas message, she had a golden piano in the background. So, and that's not even her wealth; that's the taxpayers' wealth. So, I'm perfectly okay with Meghan flaunting her wealth. I'm more irritated at the other royals flaunting wealth that they got from the taxpayer. Is the most crowded and dirty? Was that Afro Annie's house? Yeah, strange fruit. Meghan made her wealth so she can do what she wants with it. She was balling before she got into that on royal family, so she has something to be ashamed of. Yeah, they're always trying to tell women of color H night how to spend our money, and it's our hard-earned money. So yeah, that was 40 times 40. It definitely encouraged me to look for mentorship. And honestly, I mean, look at Megan. Where is the 40? Somebody please tell me where the 40 is. I don't see a 4. I see like a 21, a 22. I don't see a 40 at all. Just flawless skin, flawless teeth, flawless every. I mean, imagine being one of these ugly women that hates Megan and having to look at her every single day. I'd be mad too. Okay. And then so that was Megan's birthday. And then we move on to Harry's birthday. And on Harry's birthday, we got the cover of Times and this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spread. I love the styling on this. It's modern, it's chic, none of the usual Mary Poppins cosplay, as I like to call it, that we see from the royals. And I just loved everything about this. They're so photogenic. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Um, let's have a look. Yes, 40. 40 is the new 25. And um, if Megan's lying about anything, it's her age. Yeah, she's in her late 20s. Um, Megan is definitely she's lying. She's not 40. She is Benjamin Button. She's aging backwards. Um, mm, yeah. So yeah, I loved the times. I loved the green suit. And you know, I don't know what part of Harry and Meghan are building an entertainment empire these people don't understand. They're obviously going to be in the entertainment mags, in mags like Times, doing interviews. And it's like every single time we see them, they have a heart attack. For what? They are entertainment, philanthropic CEOs. They're going to be where they need to be to sell their brand and their business. And they are actually building a corporation with employees. So yes, they can stay mad. Letitia, I'm still looking for that same color green jumper. I'm sure if you Googled like turtle green turtleneck, you could find like a nice cheaper version of it. Because I don't know what designer that was, but it looks like it was expensive. And do you know what? That's another thing I love about Megan and the way that she dresses. You can totally replicate her style. And I feel like that's something that she considers when she dresses. Diane, yes, thank God, no Mary Poppins capes. Who does Kate convince to sew up those things? Do you know? I believe that they have like royal dressmakers or something. Um, yeah, she stopped wearing those little house on the prairies frocks, and it's about time. Um, I mean, I don't know. Maybe for the most important events, they can still do their Mary Poppins cosplay because it's tradition and the royalists they love to see that stuff. But for day to day, it's just yeah, it looks ridiculous. The awful blue jumpsuit. I don't have a picture of the jumpsuit. You'll have to go to Baron for that one, but I do know the picture that you're talking about. Um, we are influential, like yes, we are incredibly influential, Diane. Mm. These channels give me hope that good people can survive and thrive. Yes, Mad Wisdom. I feel like there are more and more pro Sussex channels popping up. And do you know what? I think that um, it's not that the channels aren't there. They are there. It's just they don't get as much views as the hater channels, and so the algorithm doesn't pick them up. So I actually, for example, I actually had a situation the other day. Thank you so much for 500 in the chat, by the way, everyone. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I had a situation the other day where I got a random notification from a hater, a very well-known Megan hater account. Okay, now I don't follow this account, I don't interact with hater accounts, but somehow it's like the algorithm takes the most popular accounts that are talking about Megan. And because I also talk about Megan, I think that's how they get recommended. So I think that Twitter and all these social media, they need to do something where the algorithm can kind of differentiate a little bit more between different channels, because I don't understand how it is that I don't interact with hater channels, I don't talk to hater accounts, but I still get them recommended, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter. So hopefully they can fix that. Yeah, hatred for profit has become the norm, and it's very profitable, and that's the problem. Especially now that people are struggling for money. I mean, if you want to make six figures, become a Meghan Markle hater, and that is so sad. It's so sad that that is a reality. But hopefully, there's a lot of people doing some great work. Christopher Boozy, on Twitter, if you don't follow him, he's doing some great work. Um, um, Trying to get on um those troll accounts on Twitter, and he's been exposing a lot of people. So work is being done to fix the problem. Um, Hello, Sharon from Birmingham. Thank you so much. Oh, you've been listening from when I was Markle Sparkle. Yes, I decided to change the name, and thank you so much for being a listener. I decided to change the name just because I didn't want Markle um, in the name, and I actually did a vote, and it was you all that voted for Duchess of Success. Um, so yeah, thank you all really for for helping me choose the name, and I think it's just a much better name. We don't need to have the Markle in the name. Um, yes, Malone, it is criminal that they can make money on hate accounts. I hope Bot Sentinel will get on that soon. So something that I haven't talked about on my channel, because I don't want to attract the troll set. There is I'm not going to mention them by name, because I think if you're on Twitter, you will know the article that was going around. You'll know that who I'm talking about. There's one very particular YouTube troll who she was doing a live and accidentally showed how much she was making, and it was something within the region of 2,500 pounds a month. And so I mean, this particular individual doesn't even get half the views that some of the bigger Meghan hater channels do. So to know that these people are making so much money, it's just unbelievable to me. But the thing is, I think that YouTube are going to be very slow to jump on dealing with this, because they're also making money. Remember that creators only get 50% of the revenue and YouTube gets the rest. So I think it's going to take a lot. And considering so much of the other kind of hater channels, I don't necessarily think that Meghan hater channels are going to be their first priority, unfortunately. So I do think that we will get there, but it's just going to take some time. Let's have a look at the comments. The racist British tabloids have not made one single penny off of Lily Diana, and I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about it too. I'm so happy about it too. And I hope it stays like that for a very, very long time. Lydia, there is no incentive to change when they are making money like that. All we can do is expose them. Exactly. But you know what? We don't even have to expose them because very, very slowly they are exposing themselves. So you give them enough rope and they'll do the business themselves. So that was the Times cover. Let's have a look at where are we now. So there was a Times cover and then New York, New York. We went to New York. Yeah, love everything. I loved everything. I loved all the things about the trip in New York, and there was a lot of things. I mean, we were meeting with the mayor. We met with UN officials. I mean, just look at how amazing Harry and Meghan look. Sleek, stylish, modern. I mean, this is the real couple's goals right here. A man who is not intimidated by his woman. They look amazing together. You can just see that they are a team. And I've forgotten her name, but in the background, I can see one of their team members. I'm not sure how true this is, but there may have been some camera people spotted with Harry and Meghan while they were in New York. So will we see some kind of show, something on Netflix, maybe some kind of behind the scenes? I mean, I do believe that sooner or later, like, we will see more of the children because they'll want to put the children out so that the press can't profit too much. So we'll see. There was some talk about them being followed around by a camera crew. And yes, Edith, they are absolutely a power couple. And we saw them meeting with representatives from the UN. There was also the meeting with the school children, the meeting with Melba's and all the great work that they did for Melba's. And Melba's has gotten so much press and PR from that. The head chef, she's been all over daytime talk shows in America, and so many people have been going to that restaurant now. So, I mean, the support, it's not just the upfront support that Harry and Meghan gave them, it's all the press and PR that they will get after that to sustain them through what continues to be a very difficult time. So yeah, Meghan just got the sauce they wish they had. Exactly. Meghan is the hot sauce. Meghan is the hot sauce. Let's have a look. I like that Harry and Meghan showed that they came for business, not just handshakes and waves. Exactly, Andreen. Exactly. We came for business. We're doing business. We're not messing around. We're not just here to wave. And I actually remember there was an interview that Meghan did where she literally says, if I'm going to put my name on something, I'm not just going to show up and wave. So I just can't imagine what it would have been like for Meghan to walk into this institution, to think that, or have this idea that she's there to work and that they're working for people, that they're working for the people. And that just wasn't the case. Sorry, my voice is getting very, very croaky. So yeah, there was the first trip to New York. Let me just, sorry, I have to go through my notes. Had everything written down. Of course. And then the amazing trip to New York ended with the concert, with the, was it Global Citizens concert? And I loved this appearance. You could just tell that they were so loving in each other's presence, and I feel like the crowd felt it as well. You could feel the love, you could feel the love between them, you could feel the love from the crowd, and I think it was great for Megan especially to feel that love, because people continue to act like Megan doesn't have fans or supporters. She absolutely does, and New York showed her the love, and we continue to show her the love as well. So then we went back home for a little bit and then came back to New York in November for the New York Times events. Let me just catch up with your comments. Um, Yes, Patricia, I loved their entire business trip and the people they met. We're rolling with a different caliber of people now, hun. No mediocres. Uh, Valerie, when the Queen dies, people will get tired of the royal handouts. Yep. I feel like a lot of the reason people still even put up with the monarchy is because of the Queen and because of how people view the Queen. But yeah, that's obviously going to change when she goes, and I think even she knows. Yesterday, they talked about diversity and modernizing the royal family, but all they wanted was the appearance of change. Exactly. They didn't want the actual measurable change. Diane, I'm sure Harry gave Meghan the impression they were to work even before they married. Harry believed it since he has always been family's workhorse. But then they asked for 50% exactly, because they realized that they were being overshadowed. Um, I think Meghan told the firm they could do more with their platform. They hated it. Yes. I think she would have said something like that. Not like in a polite, like I can imagine Megan saying it in a polite way, like, I'd like to do more. Is there anything else that we can do? And it must have been a shock to her system, somebody that's worked so hard for what she has, and to see people who have so much privilege and so much wealth not doing more. Hello, Rose. Thank you for joining. Candace, thank you for joining. Hello, everybody. If you've just joined, can't believe that we are over 500 and we've been going for an hour 30. I'm gonna try and keep this to under 2 hours. Um, I love donating washing machine. Oh, did they donate a washing machine? Thank you for mentioning that. I didn't know about that. Thank you for mentioning it. Um, hmm. Yes, H Knight. Her actions showed the firm that they could be doing a lot more. Oro, she brought great ideas but was shut down by the royal family. Yep. And it wasn't just about shutting Meghan down, it was about making sure that they maintained a situation where they could get the most by doing the least. And so if you have one or two members of the family who are doing the most, it reveals how much the others are doing the least. And they didn't want that. Lady Luck, during the earlier surge, restaurant workers were suffering in New York. Absolutely. And it wasn't just because of the lockdowns, actually. A lot of people left New York and decided to go live in the suburbs. So that's had a big effect on New York, and the catering and restaurant industry. Melba's took care of staff during hard times, and H&M have their ears to the street and know what's happening with real people exactly. And it's no surprise that they specifically chose to support a restaurant that has been supporting their people. But yes, we had the New York Times summit where Megan spoke with Melanie Hobson, and it's just great to see the caliber of people that Megan is working with now. This was one of my favorite appearances because she looks amazing. Look at her skin. everyone. Just look at Megan's skin. Look at her hair, her makeup, her everything, her all the her all the things. I mean, she just looks amazing here. So fresh and peaceful. But I loved this interview. It was really insightful. And Megan was definitely in her element. She knows how to speak on very sticky topics, and she will become a great business leader. And also, I'm sure a great mentor to others as well. Imagine being mentored by Megan. I'm sure that's something that she wants to do to mentor other young women coming up as well. And I mean, we see her and Harry being VCs, so I'm sure that's something that's coming very soon. Um, yeah, the royal family screwed knows they're screwed, and they are trying everything to recover, and it's not working. They are getting their payback. Absolutely, they fumbled their own bag. And then following this appearance, we had what I like to call the new revenge dress. Harry and Meghan looked phenomenal. They looked phenomenal in this appearance. And oh my goodness. So this was Carolina Herrera, part of the Carolina Herrera collection. And this is how you do red. I know that some other people out here were trying to do red afterwards. But this is how you do red. This is how you make an entrance. This is how you make a statement. And this is the type of dress that Meghan would just not wear when she was in the firm. She wouldn't wear it. We've got shoulders, we've got boob, we've got leg, we've got back, we've got all the things, and I love it. She's giving us everything, and she's not holding back. She can dress how she likes, um, and she should be able to and not hold back. This is 100%. We're not doing 50% anymore. And this, of course, was for um, the ball that was honoring veterans. And to my understanding, initially, when this when they approached Harry about this, they wanted to honor him, but he turned around and said, "No, we should honor the other veterans as well." So again, just showing how much they really do care about others, um, and not making everything about themselves. But this is definitely my favorite look from Meghan so far. And then following that appearance, we had the Ellen show. And oh my god, this was so much fun. Um, and for me, this just I mean, there were many moments where I felt this year that Harry and Meghan have just said we're done, but this was the moment to me that just solidified. Like we are done. We are moving on. We've got our Hollywood friends backing us. Ellen, if you didn't know, was the one who convinced Meghan to adopt her dog. So they've known each other for some time, and what I loved most about this interview was it sounded as if Ellen, or well, we know that Ellen has seen those children more than the other members of the royal family. And I just loved how she was just dropping like every 5 minutes, like, yeah, Archie, and you know, the way Archie is of Lily. Like it was just so funny. And the whole skit that they did, seeing Meghan show her fun and funny side and not afraid to make fun of herself. Um, let's have a look at the comments. The issue with the British royal family is the archaic ideology, and their heir apparent should not be overshadowed in any way whatsoever. Exactly. And you know, when you're trying to keep an institution alive, it shouldn't matter who is the most popular. As long as you have someone popular, and everyone is paying attention to you, you should be grateful. I mean, there's so much that Meghan could have done for these people. But they didn't want the help, and now they're going to destroy themselves. The lady with her arms folded. Who was the lady with her arms folded? Oh, the lady. Nice. I didn't spot that. Yeah, I was looking good until Duchess showed up in that red dress. Um, Joseph, they own the room wherever they go. Absolutely. And you know what? It's not even like they want to own the room. They just draw people to them because they're that fabulous couple. Thank you so much, Black Queen. Really do appreciate it. Um, Meghan always looks flawless. She can dress the hell out of everything. Her style is on point and can't be copied. Mhm. And everything that she wears sells out. Try Five Girls. I like to call it the freedom dress because, unlike Diana, direct retaliation of Charles's public disrespect, Meghan wore it at the Freedom Gala, first red carpet since leaving the firm, the protocol. Oh, such a great comment, Try Five Girls. Yes, we're not going to call it the revenge dress. We are going to call it the freedom dress. 100% agree. Thank you for that. Southern Lady, the Ellen Show really gave everyone a chance to see Meghan's personality. Exactly. And people kept on saying, "Oh, this is a new side of Meghan." Look, no, this is not a new side of Meghan. This is the Meghan that has always been. Oh, thank you, Sunshine. I missed your donation. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that if anybody has donated and I've missed giving you a shout out. It was not by purpose, just very difficult multitasking. But thank you, everyone who has donated and everyone for just being here. So much appreciated. But yeah, like it's not Meghan, it's not the new Meghan, it's just Meghan being who she's always been and didn't get the chance to be. Um, so yeah. And yes, and we also got to see Archie in his chickening. Archie having fun with his chickens. And actually, after the Oprah interview, the British Association for Chicken Rescues or something saw like an increase in traffic to their website. So it just shows that Harry and Meghan influence, like everything they touch turns to platinum, turns to diamond, turns to platinum, no, diamond encrusted platinum and gold, everything, right? There's nothing that they do that people don't want to jump on, whether it's rescuing chickens or I mean the sofas that they were sitting on during the Oprah interview sold out. So yeah. Corinne, appreciate what you're doing for them. We're all doing it for them, Corinne, not just me. It's you too. It's everybody in the squad, everybody that's here. So yeah. Try and read the comment. Yes, Lady Luck. The whole family popularity contest drama is silly. You can't force people to be interested in you. The zero-sum game the family has played will end in them losing. Exactly. They lost. It's like, it's like having it's like kicking Tom Brady off your football team. Why would you do that? They kicked off Tom Brady, they kicked off Jordan, they kicked off Kobe. Like, why would you do that? So they're gonna learn the hard way. Mad wisdom. Remember that if the royals can't have it, they will try to destroy it and everything around them. We should send positive energy to Barbados with hopes revenge won't be exactly. You just know that they are going to try and do something. But I think Barbados has so much potential as a country. Um, there's so much that they can do, and they're already doing, to be honest, to stand on their own two feet. The tourism industry in Barbados is incredible, and I'm sure that there's other things that they can look into and create trade deals and relationships with many other countries. So I'm sure they'll be fine. They're going to try, but the fact that they've taken such a bold move to me says that they're ready for whatever the British establishment is going to throw at them. They wouldn't have done that coming from a weak position. The royal family back are like crabs in a barrel. Anyone who dares upstage the chosen one has to be taken down a peg. Absolutely, Joseph, but I say they are crabs, scorpions, rats, snakes, all in a barrel, trying to fight each other. Cookies and cream. The unroyal family need to understand the more they attack the Sussexes, the more it damages the monarchy's reputation. Absolutely. People see them as racist, jealous, barbaric, hypocritical, dangerous cults. And I mean, that is literally what they look like now. They look like a cult that's trying to drag Harry and Meghan back to this. And we don't want to be dragged back to this. We want to be this. We want to be happy, peaceful under a tree, having fruit topped cakes. We don't want this. Okay, we don't want this. We don't want anger. We don't want aggro. We want peace. Peace under a tree. I read an article about William and Kate having chickens now. I mean, I saw William petting goats, so I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me. Go down the comments. Livid and frigid. Sussex Squad, why are we like this? Livid and are those the new names now that we have? I feel like we come up with new names every single week. Livid and frigid, Kane and unable. If you have any more, like, put all the names in the comment section. Livid and frigid, Kane and unable, mumbles and fumbles. Am I missing anyone? Walmart and Kmart, cannot and will not. Skull and Bones. See, now we're getting messy. Mumbles and fumbles. Oh gosh, Scotties, stop it. Anyway, let's get this horrible. Let's get a nicer picture. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Like a true princess. So yeah, that was our year in review. And what an amazing year it has been. And what do we let's look forward then, I guess. What do we have to look forward to? We look forward to the Archwell podcast. I honestly believe that the reason we just haven't got the Archwell podcast yet is because they are trying to make it as perfect as possible. Podcast production at the highest level is so much more than just getting on a mic and speaking and interviewing people. There's a lot of sound production that goes into it, and I'm sure that they're going to want to make it as immersive as possible. I have listened to some of the most incredible immersive podcasts where they have sound effects and music and all of this kind of stuff, so I'm sure that Meghan and Harry want to give us the absolute most, and I can't wait for that. Oh yes, thank you, H Knight. Harry's book, we have to look forward to that. And also Pearl by Meghan. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to I can't wait to see Pearl. Oh, you guys with the names, really? Raged and aged, Cambot and Walnut, Rotten and Forgotten, Marble and Marbelina, Willie and Silly, Egg and Extra. Oh gosh, you guys, you're gonna kill me. Stop it. Oh god, I think Rage, Rage and Age. That's my new favorite. Salma, Meghan is strong, educated, and smart woman. Meghan and Harry are strong together, so that's what the royals don't like it. Exactly. Crazy and lazy. Lazy and crazy. Yeah. Oh gosh, you guys are on a roll. Jesus. Wednesday and Uncle Peter's Adams. Seedy and needy. Mean and lean. Ah, yes, Invictus Games. We also have the Invictus Games to look forward to. Gosh, to look forward to, isn't there? And maybe if my theory is correct and they were being followed around by a camera crew, maybe a behind the scenes show as well. Slim and dim. Grin, all the orchestrated wickedness, it will backfire on them. It's exactly spineless and mindless. Cruel and copy. Okay, that one wins the award from me. Cruel and copy. Cruel and copy indeed. Thank you, Avery. Bonnie and Clyde. No, Joseph, listen. Bonnie and Clyde actually had style, so nah. They ain't got nothing on Bonnie and Clyde. Shame and lame. Oh gosh, you guys are too much. Wow, you're just keeping it coming. Um, Unfit and misfit. You know what? I'm gonna go through this whole chat again and just like make a whole list of these, and we can keep them like somewhere to refer to. You guys are hilarious. Um, I think it's time we have a Sussex TV station like the Young Turks. Well, you know what? You guys and dolls are so generous that I feel like we will eventually get to that point where I will actually have a studio and I can do like live stream just all the time, like Duchess Royal News all the time, and just have a fabulous studio with great sound. It's Britain on lockdown. There are some mandates, and they're thinking about doing some kind of 2-week break a lockdown after Christmas. But there's a lot of protests about that, so I don't really know what's going to happen with that. Sorry, I can't give you a straight answer. The situation, as you can appreciate, I'm sure, is changing all the time. Her friend Daniel, who does her makeup, talked about how he missed the belly laughs they used to have, and that came back during the trip to New York. Yes, I saw that he um mentioned that, and that's another thing that I just love for Harry and Meghan, that they just get to be um surrounded again by people that they love, and we have this, we have smiles, we don't have this. Okay, we are never ever going back to this. It's going to be this and this. Okay, none of this. No crying, no tears. We are at home and we're good. So I'm going to wrap it up, guys, because we've been talking for a long time. My voice, is, I'm sure you can hear, is going. Cookies and Cream says, I hope that in 2022, Karma moves in with the unroyal family and their racist minions. The Sussexes suffered abuse and lost a child at the hands of these evil people. Exactly. You guys. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up now. We are getting too messy, fruity and fragile. I love that too. Thank you, Roanne, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. I don't even want to read some of these out. You guys are unbelievable. I love you. Love you all. Yeah, so before I wrap up, just to remind you that Duchess of Success website is now live, and hopefully from next week I should be having a lot more content up on there for you. I am also going to try and have a more solid upload schedule during the New Year's, so that you know exactly when videos are going to be uploaded, and you know when you can come on. Thank you so much, Ben B10 Pal. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who has donated in the Super Chat Live. So that's what's coming for the new year. New website, more content, more lifestyle content, more fashion stuff, and also more regular scheduled videos. And also, if you guys like grinning and grinning, yes, have to give Baron credit for that one. Grinning and grinning. If you guys like lives and bye Elaine Parker, thank you for dropping by. If you guys like lives, let me know. And I might do one every single month, like an end of year, or sorry, an end of month review. I'm open to doing an end of month review. I think that would be nice. But I don't think I could do like a weekly one. I don't think I'm cut out for that, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll start with once a month, and I feel like so many other people are doing weeklies as well that I don't really need to do a weekly. And then with those of you who are asking about the cookbook, so what I'll do is, because I know that not everybody made the live today, I'll let the live run for, or be up for maybe like a day, and so that more people can sign up to the newsletter. And then I'll take everybody who signed up to the newsletter, put it in a random prize generator, and then I'll pick the winner, and then I'll email that person and announce the winner. But just so you know, I will ship out to anyone, but you have to be somewhere where Amazon ships out to, which is almost everywhere. But if you just happen to be on that one little island in the middle of the ocean somewhere that Amazon doesn't ship out to, then I will have to pick another winner. Okay, so with that, I think I'm gonna play the music out. You can keep on commenting. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming by. This is my first live. So I'm not actually the best at just freestyling. So I think I've done pretty well not to like swallow my own tongue today. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Videos will continue as usual daily until the new year. But just enjoy your holidays, everyone. And just thank you so much for being so supportive. We've done, we all deserve credit in the Sussex squad for everything that we've done to support Harry and Meghan. And I give so much credit to everyone in the squad who's doing their thing. I give so much credit to Tina and Michelle over at Sussex Squad Podcast. They're really the ones, that started it. Sussex Squad Podcast, Meghanpedia, Sussex Set, they were really like the early pioneers that started to push back. And so, yeah, well done to everyone. And I guess I am going to do a podcast tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. And thank you so much. And I'm going to play us out now. Avery, yes, I don't know if I'll do a vlog on how to make a successful business, but I will definitely be doing content like that on the blog, on the blog, BOBLOG, on the blog, not a vlog. So that's the type of content that you can look forward to on the blog. Thank you so much, Angie. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to like before you go. Okay, Beat and Pal. We will make it a monthly thing. You have a blessed Christmas too. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you so much. I think I did pretty okay for my first live. I'm not the best live speaker.